I've now had my E92 BMW 325i for 2 months, but what exactly do I think of it? In this video, we're going to take a closer look. I'm Daniel Acthouse and you're watching Daniel Drives. I can't quite believe how fast the time has gone. It's been 2 months since I took the train down to Croydon to view this car, and it was a gamble, I will admit, because I bought a single train ticket with the intention to drive this car home, and if it wasn't the car for me, I would have been very, very disappointed. And I think there's one reason why this car hasn't featured on the channel since the collection video, which you can watch on the channel. And that's because it very quickly went pear-shaped. Yes, it went quite badly wrong, because just 2 days into ownership, I had an engine warning light on the dash, and it was running really lumpy. Limp mode, it was just not sounding nice at all. Now luckily, I have a friend up in Scotland who lent me his Carly code reader, which I'm very thankful for because it really saved my backside. And it told me I had injector failure, very common on these N53 engines because they have direct injection, quite complex, but it basically means you can get better fuel economy on the motorway and other bits and bobs. And it was injector number 6, I think, that had failed. And that translated is a very, very expensive fix. So already I was like, have I bought a bit of a dog here? It's never nice when you buy a car, you're excited, you're in that honeymoon phase, and something quite drastic goes wrong. I didn't lose hope though, because I do believe in second chances. I went into eBay and I started looking at Index 11 used injectors for these cars. So over the years, BMW have introduced updated versions of their own injector, which suffer less failures. And I bought 3 replacement injectors, one single bank. Obviously you've got cylinder 1, 2 and 3 is one bank, and cylinder 4, 5 and 6. Now in my case it was cylinder 6, so I got cylinder 4, 5 and 6 replaced, quite complicated, lots of numbers. And it cost just under £600, ouch, on the second day of ownership. And I was pretty gutted because it was that week actually, I was driving down to London in Maple Cross to pick up the Renault 5 to review for this channel. And it was quite a long journey, and I was looking forward to do it with cruise control in something with a big engine like this and being some actual comfort. In the end I took the Panda, which turned out to be quite painful, but it did the job pretty well. And I got this sorted. My good friend Asa, who's done plenty of work on the Panda, fitted the injectors for me, which I'm so appreciative for because, yeah, it would have been very, very expensive otherwise. BMW were quoting, I was reading on the forums, £2,000, I think, or something stupid. And that was half the value of the car. I wasn't willing to do that. So I got the injector sorted, and since then, I've done about 3,000 or 4,000 miles in this car in the space of, what, 6-7 weeks? I've been up and down the country, I've taken it down to Goodwood for Shedfest. I've been everywhere, and you know what? I've been absolutely loving it. A lot of people thought I'd completely lost my mind and gone completely bonkers when I sold my BMW Z4 just as the nice weather was starting. But I still think now, thankfully, it was a very, very good decision because to me, this is a much more usable car. It's also a 3 litre, so a slightly bigger engine. And it's a couple of years newer and has a lot more mod cons like cruise control, iDrive, stuff like that, which we'll go into later in the video. And it's just a spec I absolutely adore. I remember looking at these E92 generation cars, the Coupe, which I think is a gorgeous design. I've really liked them for quite a few years now. I saw the advert and instantly I fell in love. I was looking at M Sports and this came up, obviously an SE model, and I just completely fell in love, which we should never do, really, looking at cars online, because it could turn out to be a dog, which this one nearly did. But no, I completely fell in love with this, and I knew at the moment that it was probably right to move the Z4 on and try something different. And yeah, I still think today it was a very good decision. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you would have realised that my private plate is on this car, D5DXA. The plate that was previously on my Panda. I got it for my 18th birthday, and when I bought this, I fell in love so quickly that I thought it needed my own identity on it. I need to put my mark on it. So it's got the plate on quite proudly. Now, not only is this an SE car, not only is it a very high-spec car, it's also a Highline edition. Now, Highline, translated again, if you're not a BMW nerd, is just a way of saying it's a bloody big spec car. It's got a lot on it. It's got xenon headlights, which are amazing in the night time. And I love kind of when you flip between high beam and low beam, it kind of shuts down. It's just fantastic. It's Havana metallic, the color, which on pictures and videos, I'm not sure it'll come out in this video, it looks quite grayish. But trust me, it's not. It's very hard to explain what this color is. On the V5, it says brown. I'm not sure if it is brown. I mean, yeah, put it this way, if your poo looks like this, I think you should see a doctor. But it's kind of like a champagne bronzy colour, and it's a colour I really like. And it does change in kind of different sunlights. it's just lovely. It really, really is. It's got an individual colour interior. We'll come into the interior later on. It's probably my favourite part of this car. But it's got 18-inch wheels. These alloy wheels I really do like, the 5-spoke wheels. They very quickly get dirty, a lot of brake dust, as I've learnt. One thing I did read was the 19-inch wheels, they absolutely ruin the ride quality of the car. So this is 18-inch wheels, which I'm really happy with, and I think they look fantastic. And they were recently refurbished as well, just before I bought it, so there's not a scratch on them. I'm fully aware that I do look like a bit of a retired geography teacher driving this, but I kind of love that. It's a really mature car, and a lot of the M Sport 325i E92 cars you see out there for sale, they're all pimped out with the black kidney grills and everything, and I'm not really about that. You're probably getting that impression from this video. I'm a bit of an old man. So I really like this, not just for the colour, but also for the really sleek design. I love this coupe-esque, this shape. It's fantastic. Now, I'm a huge estate car fan. I love estate cars, and I was looking at the E91 versions of these cars, the estate. But yeah, the coupes for me, they've always kind of taken my fancy. I just think it's such an elegant design, and when you see one on the motorway or out on the roads, it's a design that's kind of timeless. I know it's a word that's overused in the car scene, timeless design, but I really do think this is, especially with the registration, of course, it kind of de-ages the car. But no, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It's got nice chrome trim as well around the windows, which I think adds quite a lot. I need to give it a nice sort of polish, make it nice and clean. It's got a lovely Daniel Drive sticker on the window, obviously. But no, I really like the rear of this car. It's just fantastic. The boot space is also very good. It's very, very good. If I just pop it open. It goes back such a long way, and there's kind of a bit of a false floor as well. I have to put some B-roll in. But you can fit things underneath the boot floor, which is a really nice touch. Now for me, a car interior is absolutely vital because after all, it's the place where you spend most of your time when you own a car. And for me, this interior is everything I could have ever asked for. It is just perfect. You've got the new style key, that goes in the slot, so you've got a little start-stop button. And it's just perfect in here. I mean, first of all, look at the leather. It's an individual colour. It's rust brown. I love that colour. It's got walnut dash as well. The walnut continues down here, sort of on the centre console. And it's just perfect. I do feel like such a grandad driving this. And it's just really quite refreshing. I don't know, but it's also a bit of a sleeper because obviously it's got that 3 litre in the front, which is fantastic. But no, everything about this car just feels lovely. You do sit quite low because it's obviously a coupe. But I like that. It's got that kind of sporty sort of seating position and everything. The seats are very adjustable. They're fully electric as well, so you can adjust them electronically. They're heated as well. I think the main sort of topic of discussion when I bought this car was, oh my God, you bought an automatic. Yes, correct. Because when I started the hunt really for a Z4 replacement, I started looking at autos and then I realised, hold on, what am I doing? So I started looking at manuals again. And I'd actually organised to view a manual car. But the day before I went to go and view it, it sold. So quite unlucky. This one came up, it was an automatic, and I thought it was kind of too good of a spec. I can probably live with the automatic, but genuinely, I've had 2 months driving this car as a daily driver. The Panda's now kind of retired to my fun car. And the auto gearbox is fantastic. It's a 6-speed Steptronic, and it's really quite responsive. When we go for a drive later, we'll talk more about it, but it's got nice shiny paddles on the steering wheel as well, which is a nice little touch. But as usual for BMW of this sort of era, it's so nicely set out. You've got actual physical buttons, you've got the nice iDrive system in front of you, and this is obviously a pre-LCI car, a pre-facelift, but being a 59 plate, a late 2009 car, that was the transition period to the LCI, the facelift. So this has actually got the LCI iDrive system in the car, which is really quite nice. And for a, 15, 16-year-old system, it still works quite well. You've got your sat-nav, which the maps are quite outdated, but in itself it works fine. FM radio, CD, I've fitted Bluetooth as well. I've got a little Bluetooth device just here. Telephone as well, you've got Bluetooth telephone. And on the iDrive as well, it can tell you all your vehicle information, like your journey computer, vehicle status, etc. It's telling me I need new brake pads. But no, everything in this car is just really nice. And I've spent thousands of miles in this car, as I've already mentioned, a lot of hours through the night, just a lot of driving basically, and it's been nothing but an absolute pleasure. And I think the best thing, really, my biggest boast, is this is the only E90 generation car left in the UK with fully functioning cup holders. He says that one didn't go down then. How about that for a flex? One thing this has over the Z4 is rear seats, and they're actually pretty good. I'm going to demonstrate. You're all going to be laughing at your TVs and iPads and everything, watching me, 6'2", clamber in the back of a coupe BMW. There you go. Seat goes forward just like that. And I'm now sat in the back on top of the Daniel Drives Book of Notes. Now, you can't see in here, I put some B-roll in, but headroom is actually okay. My hair is brushing on the roof, but legroom, I know, because I've had passengers in the back, is fine. So you can actually carry passengers in the back of here. But what I do like is you've got your own ventilation in the back and everything, your own storage, speakers. It's really quite nice in the back of here. You've got your own lights as well. It's nicely thought out. It's typical BMW really. And that's what I've got to say as well. This car feels so quality. Obviously my Z4 was built in America. This was built in Munich in the German factory. So it's really a proper Beamer. And you can feel it because all the materials and everything just feel quality. So let's take a look at what actually is powering this car. We'll pop the absolutely gigantic bonnet, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to start the engine, foot on the brake. There you go. Just so you can hear it a bit, how it idles. There we go. Let's open it. It's got a nice little lever here. It's on gas struts, obviously. Oh, it's very, very hot in there. It's a very hot day today. It's about 25 degrees. So the fan is actually blaring. I might actually turn the engine off. Otherwise, you're going to hear more of the fan than you are of me. It's the only fans I've got. Anyway, so Daniel Drives Book of Notes, got some good specs here. It's a 3-litre straight six engine. Obviously, I've already mentioned it's the N53. Now, my Z4 had the N52, which is probably BMW's, arguably probably best engine in a normal BMW. This is the N53. Suffers from the issues, obviously, with the injectors and stuff, but I'm halfway through those, so what else could possibly go wrong? 214 brake horsepower, nice little figure. 270 newton meters of torque. For me, it's just the right amount of power. Obviously, I wanted, ideally, a 330i, but insurance on that would have been impossible. But later down the line, it just needs a bit of a tune, different exhaust manifold, I think, and then it kind of runs to the spec of a 330i. So good to know for the future. 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. It feels quicker than that. Top speed, I believe, limited to 155. Not tried that yet, but next month we're going to Germany. So guess what we're doing? Weight, 1,450 kilos. It's a heavy car. It's about half a ton heavier than the Panda is, and you can feel it. I knew this car was just over £31,000. And that's one thing with these old BMWs. Yes, you can buy them cheaply. This was up for just under £4,000. I got it for about £3,850. A cheap car. Yes, you get a lot for your money. But knew these were expensive, and the parts, they don't come down. So when something does go wrong on these cars, it tends to be quite costly. The road tax, or sort of say vehicle excise duty, is £315. It's about £27 a month. Not too bad, I suppose, but my dad's Renault Twingo is £20 for the year. Bear that in mind. Insurance group number is 35 for the insurance. Now, I have got my Panda in this car on a multi-car policy for just under £2,000 for the year, which for me as a 19-year-old is not too bad, I don't think. But this on its own would have been about £1,200, and that's with no claims, because I've got the no claims bonus on the Panda, obviously. And it's got a 63-litre fuel tank, okay? And quite painful. Around town, this will do the same mileage on a tank as the Panda, and it costs double to fill up. So there you go. But because of the direct injection, when you're on the motorway, it's actually a very, very efficient car. So there you go. Some nice specs for this car. Not too bad. Okay then, let's take my 325i out for a drive. Knock it into D. I'm a convert to this automatic life. I'm telling you, it's really, really simple. I think I'm really happy that I've still got the Panda to get my manual fix. I don't think I could go completely automatic because there's something about going through the gears, but as a daily driver, this is perfect. So whilst I try and get some roads where I can actually see further than 10 meters, I must mention probably my favorite thing about this interior, and that's the ability to see the exterior. I've got a sunroof. It's fantastic. It's a tilt and slide sunroof, and currently it neither tilts or slides. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm going to sort that. I think it's as simple as a switch, which will probably be, I don't know, a £10–15 fix. I'm hoping it is. Hopefully. It says something about the anti-trap function failure or something on the iDrive, but I'm not sure if it is that, to be honest. I think it is as simple as the switch up here. But it lets so much light into the cabin. It's got a little blind which you can shut, but I'm never depressed enough to have it shut. It's just lovely to have that sunlight come in and illuminate my individual rust brown leather. So this automatic gearbox, it has got a sport setting, and you just knock it across to put it into sport, and that basically prioritizes a lower gear so you can get a better, you know, kick down or a better launch or something. So we are actually in a national speed limit, so I'm going to get this 0 to 60 test over and done with. Are we ready? We're in sport. There we go. Nearly there, 60. It doesn't take long at all. I think I said the figure earlier on, didn't I? Like, I don't know, 6.8 seconds or something. Yeah, it's got power. It really has got power. And even the kick down, if I just change down to sport, slow down a bit, it changes down a gear quick enough for me. Now, when you read through the forums about these Steptronic gearboxes, they have kind of mixed reviews. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan, definitely a fan. And you can change manually with the paddles in front of you. Change down into 4th or change up into 5th, whatever. But you can also change gear with the gear selector. So you can pretend you drive a manual. You just knock it across into sport, and then you can use like that. It's fantastic. But I do feel like a bit of a chav doing that, so I don't tend to. If I'm completely honest, I tend to leave it in automatic. Let the car do its thing, because it probably knows better than me. But for me, it's the ability to drive like a lunatic and then drive like you're on your way to your next business trip or something. It's got such an alter ego, this car, and you can knock the cruise control on, knock it up to 50, which is a proper businessman speed, and yeah, you can just relax. And it is such a relaxing car. I mean, the interior is just gorgeous, in my opinion, and I've done thousands of miles in it already, on mainly motorway driving, to be honest, and it's been nothing but absolutely comfortable. It's got a good sound system as well, which helps. The air conditioning is lovely. It's got heated seats. It's got kind of all your mod cons without the cabin being quite annoying. There's no annoying beeps or anything. Obviously, there's the BMW chime, which gives you a bit of a heart attack every time, to just tell you it's below 3 degrees. But no, it's such a pleasant car to drive, and it feels solid as well. Yeah, you've got that German quality, and I love that in a car. Now, handling-wise, this doesn't have N-Sport suspension, which can be seen as a good thing. It means it's actually bearable on our British roads. But the way it handles is actually surprisingly good for an SE car. We'll wait for this pickup truck to get out of the way, otherwise he's going to think I'm going to crash into him. But it's pretty responsible, responsible. I'm the opposite of responsible. It's pretty responsive. It's got hydraulic steering. You've got a really nice feel, actually, to what the front axle's doing. But that's not what the car's for. But I think that's the beauty of a BMW is, even though it's not designed to be dynamic, it somehow is. Picture this, you're on the M6 motorway, you're in the outside lane, you're a businessman, you're late for your next meeting. There's a Honda Jazz ahead. You need a good horn to horn them out the way. It's got a nice horn, it's got a nice two-tone horn. And the other two cars I've had, obviously the Panda, still have it, and the Z4, their horns were useless. You may as well not have one. But this, I love it. It does like a drink, this thing. It's a bit like a German alcoholic. It does like to drink through its petrol. So if you're doing a lot of town driving, expect low 20s MPG. But since you're on the motorway, I've had 40 MPG out of this, no problem, maybe a little bit higher. And I think that's the beauty of these BMW straight sixes, is when you want them to be, they can be efficient. Just not around town, but to be honest, that's not what this car's all about. But mainly my driving is a lot of A roads and, you know, the occasional motorway trip. And for me, it suits that bill pretty well. I was actually looking at diesels, but I got kind of scared off really with timing chain issues and a lot of the later N57 engines. And I did want the later car for the mod cons and stuff like that. I didn't want to go earlier. Now I know that obviously the M57 is more reliable, but in the end I went to petrol. It's an engine that I kind of understand more than a diesel, and I think it will serve me more well. And you know, 2 days in, it did let me down, but we don't talk about that, do we, BMW? But no, I'm glad I went for the petrol, because I'm too young to worry about MPG. It's all about that straight six noise. If you would have told younger me, younger Daniel, that I one day, quite soon, would own this car, I would have thought you were lying, because this is a lot of car for the money, and to be able to get insured on this car at my tender age as well is quite an achievement. I think honestly, back in the day, when this car was new in 2009, if I had to spec one, this would be pretty close to how I'd spec it. The interior probably exactly. I love the wood. I love the rust brown leather. I think it's fantastic. I do wish I had the M Sport steering wheel, a bit thicker. It's got quite a thin steering wheel, but I've learned to love that. And the exterior colour as well, I think when it's clean on a nice day, it looks really nice. There's actually quite a lot of colour to it. It's not grey like it looks on camera, but it's just the little things like having the sunroof, xenon lights, automatic folding mirrors, and the seats, they all recline and adjust electronically. It's really technical. I've got the sat nav as well, telling me where to go. The iDrive system tells me when my tyres are too low. It's just, compared to my Panda, I love the Panda, it's just very basic. This is fantastic. It's a little taste of luxury. Now, in terms of the history of this car, it's been serviced pretty well, really, every year, and I've got some service history with it as well. It's only done 89,000 miles. When I bought it, it was on about 85. And doing some digging on the internet, I found the old advert from at the start of the year from Heel and Tow. Now, Heel and Tow specialise in lots of premium cars and whatever, and this was one of them. I got some pictures from the advert, and I could see what it was priced at, and it was quite a lot more than I paid. But I really like seeing information like that, seeing the car's past, where it's lived in its past. It's spent pretty much all its life down south, to be honest, and it's now living up north. But it's had quite a few trips already down to London. Took it to the Alexandra Palace for the BYD event, and this weekend I'm taking it down to Goodwood for the Festival of Speed. And I had a warning light yesterday, engine light, and I was like, oh god, and it said reduced power. It said something about the fuel pressure or something. Turns out I just forgot to put fuel in it. So where we're going now, because it's already drank through the bit of fuel I put in it yesterday, is one of the cheapest fuel stations in my area. It's D.A. Roberts. A lot of people probably are aware of D.A. Roberts in Grinley Brook, and it's one of the cheapest fuel stations around, and that's where I tend to go. It's near where I work, actually. And sometimes they're queuing out the forecourt, so I'm hoping they're not. Let's have a look. £1.24 a litre. You don't get that very often nowadays. So let's put some E5 super unleaded, treat the injectors, and then that'll last me at least another 2 days. Oh. There you go then. Full tank. That was about 70 quid, and that wasn't even from empty. Quite scary. But yeah, good fuel station that. Very, very good. There you go, little subtle plug. It's not even a sponsor, so lucky them. But yeah, I kind of don't mind splashing the cash on petrol when it's for a car like this. It's so fantastic, and I can't actually express how much of it I've enjoyed owning it so far, and look forward to the adventures ahead. Right, I'm going to attempt an overtake on this truck. That's one good thing about this car, is you have got the power to do so. Not like the Panda, you just have to cross your fingers and hope you don't die. There you go. Just no effort at all. You just get to do these overtakes when it is completely safe to do so, I must add. When I picked up this car, it was about 4 or 5 hours driving home, and I really enjoyed that, because when I bought the Z4, I only had 1 year of no claims under my belt, so I couldn't actually get any temporary insurance or anything on it, whereas with this, I had more experience. I can actually drive it home myself. So I spent a lot of time on the motorway kind of playing around with the toys, again, when it was safe. I wasn't driving without due care and attention. But one thing that did make me laugh was the voice for the sat-nav.
Please follow the road for 6 miles.
So it was very formal. I'm half expecting like this German lady to start shouting at me, but no, it's very, very formal indeed. Let's hear it again.
Please follow the road for 6 miles.
6 miles? Oh, they said 4 miles before. I don't know. It does work though, the sat-nav. So to my fellow young people, would I recommend buying a cheapish BMW whilst you're young, with limited experience? I'm going to say yes, but be prepared for things to go wrong. Budget for that. Don't spend all your money buying the car and then have no money to repair it. That's definitely my piece of advice. I like to think I got this really cheaply, because I think the seller knew about the injectors. Oh well. But I paid a price for this car that I felt happy doing the injectors. And now I know that cylinder 4, 5 and 6 injectors won't go wrong. Who knows, 1, 2, 3 might do soon. But
BMW ownership is a funny one because 99% of the time it's the most pleasurable thing in the world, and that 1% is going to let you down big time. And I'm hoping this won't do it again. Hopefully not near Munich, because that would be far from ideal. I have got breakdown cover, but no, I just think you've got to do these things whilst you're young. You've got to experience these crazy cars before kids come along, wife, husband, whatever, and you have to slow down and buy a boring SUV. Just buy the car you want to buy.
So there we are then, ladies and gentlemen, my new steed, Bruce the BMW. I've not even said the name, it's the end of the video. This is Bruce, ladies and gentlemen. Such an old man's name, and it's actually named after a bull terrier. Chris Horn, if you're listening, it's Chris's dog, is called Bruce, and Chris was in my DMs when I bought this car saying, you've got to call it Bruce. So I did. So there, this is Bruce, and Bruce is going to go on many, many adventures in my time with this car. And it's a car that I intend on keeping. I mean, the registration says it all, because it's like, what is it, 80 quid to put on retention, so it's quite costly. But it's staying on this car, and the car's going to stay with me. So I've got two keepers now. So my parents potentially next year will have to deal with a third car joining the fleet. It's getting a bit excessive, but I'm really enjoying my time with this car. It's everything I expected it to be and wanted it to be, and more. It's perfect. And I think for me, when I had the Z4, I was using the Panda and the Z4 for kind of the same thing, and I found myself kind of preferring the Panda. But with this, it's so different to the Panda that I kind of love them both so much for different reasons. Because this can be a fun car, but it's also so comfortable and just so capable at doing anything really. It's just really planted on the road. It's big, it weighs, you know, more than the Panda does. It just feels great to drive really. And next month is European Road Trip V2, and this is the car we're going to be taking. We're going to the Nürburgring, going to the Autobahn, we're taking it home to Munich, plus many, many more stuff. I'll do a bit of a video with a bit more of an announcement in the foreseeable future. For now though, remember to follow me on social media at DanielCars05, because I post lots about my Panda, this car, and many more things, F1, all sorts. I've also got a podcast, the Daniel Drives Podcast, which you can check out. I discuss lots of stuff there as well, so if you're really interested, I don't know why it would be, then you can listen to that. And remember also, you can buy Daniel Drive stickers as well. Just send me a DM on Instagram and we can sort it out. But for now, remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and I will see you very, very soon.